Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, sublime, wonderful individual. Today, I would like to speak about the kind of a dual life a spiritual scholar lives. If you are a spiritual scientist, scholar, or a spiritual practitioner in general, I'm pretty sure you already understand where this is coming from. When we are out and about with other human beings, it is hard to explain this, but at least this is the practice I do. When I am by myself, alone, and with God as my witness, I am fully and utterly myself, immersed myself in my inner being and what comes out of my own soul and spirit. When I am out with others, when I am meeting others, being social, speaking with another human being in general, I put my self aside. That's the best way of describing it. The home version of me. And I explore anything that me and that human being might come up with in the moment. It is truly about being aware and to allow the moment to feel safe and to feel, well, cozy in a sense. So one feel that you have security in the moment. And to uphold a moral here, because it is easy to fall into the temptation of power. But to allow the moment to be safe so we can speak about anything that might come up in the moment. And that is what I mean, the dual life. It is when I am alone with myself, my interests and what I immerse myself in study and practice, and it is integrated into my body and I behave in certain ways with others, but I do not behave as I would alone with another human being. That would require the human being to truly have my trust, and that takes time. So I explore and go around being open, and you're still here with your center, with your ego, but you are more flexible than you otherwise would be, and you put your views aside for a moment to explore different areas. Once I come back to myself, I become myself again. So I don't need to feel any inadequacies and overcompensate because I feel insecure. I know who I am, and once I get home, I am myself again. That is the flexibility. We need to have standard and foundations for this, and it requires to study the right concept and practice the right actions every day. Since we have God as our witness, it is much easier if we have that consciously, so at least if we do something dumb, we feel guilty and shame about it. I personally like to do so because I take care of that karma as fast as possible, I dare say, making amends, feeling remorse. And once I have done that, it will slowly but surely dissolve and transform. You see, you are the one to forgive yourself, accept yourself, not anyone else, no one else. And when you hold the moral and ethical standards of the divine, of course, as best as possible, for Pete's sake, you gain true confidence in yourself. You become your own person. You become your own guide, your own teacher, and you are with you constantly. You are constantly shining that sun upon your plant, growing and cultivating, and well, explore, being curious. Curiosity and amazement. No, those two are a good combination because it is like, whoa, what was that? And having those experiences every day, I don't say it is too bad. Personally, I like to be amazed. The feeling of awe, the feeling of wonder, the feeling of curiosity, to be, what am I going to do now? To be active and to be participating in life in general. And that requires us to truly have kind of a dual life. So alone we are practicing and studying and strengthening and resting, of course. With others, other human beings, we explore and we are creative. More or less, we create the moment with that other person. And even better, we allow that person to get in on being in the moment so they can themselves choose to be so themselves. It would be less than favorable if we kept that away from the person, because then we had something they don't. I like to feel that we are equals, even as best as possible, even in information. At least when we are hanging together and speaking and immersing ourselves in social activities. So it really is about those two sides, kind of. It's kind of the sun and the moon. The moon is when you are at home. Of course, you are the sun too, but the sun is more in the background there. And when you are out, the sun is in the forefront and shining out and being the sun. Feeling light, feeling hope. Hope is something we choose. Hope every day. Life might seem hopeless in many regards. Believe me, all of us have experienced it to some degree. But it is about, what do you have? What can you be grateful for? We have a whole lot of things. Maybe you have a good health. Maybe you have a great intellect. Maybe you have absorbed a lot of intelligence. And maybe you have become strong-willed because of certain experiences you have gone through in your past. Maybe you have, I promise you, if I knew about all in your life, I probably would find countless things to be grateful for. It really is about looking. It really is about, I want to be grateful, you know? So, not taking life for granted and taking every moment as it comes like a true scholar and explore and experience life. The way, life, and the truth. Yeah. And to truly, how should we say it? Be human. Because we have our dark times too. These dark times reminds us that we are human, we have come from somewhere, and that there are human beings in this still. And by us cultivating, strengthening, and transforming those feelings within us, we help others do the same. By being a good example, we can show people it is possible to do it differently. And by doing so, we introduce, well, it is in freedom. People don't need to choose this. Not every single human being need to choose spiritual scholarship and spiritual science, obviously, because it will become a knowledge to all in the future. But we need a certain amount of people to do this, or it will just fall into forgetfulness. And to be strong-willed in the cultivation of the spirit truly is about having resolve, having this, I stand strong in my beliefs, in my faith, and in God. And I trust. And when you trust, you are giving graces. There is no such thing as luck. There is no such thing as randomness. It is either about karma, about destiny, or about grace. Destiny is, well, before we were born into this earth, we as a soul group chose to decide to meet each other in this lifetime. So when you meet a human being, it is destined in many ways. That is what I mean. Of course, not every single thing is destined, you know. We have a lot of freedom here. But it is about differentiating between destiny, grace, and karma. Karma is most often making amends. That is karma. Grace is good karma. We don't deserve it. Have you seen the state of this earth? None of us truly deserve being given showering of blessings, material blessings from the Lord. It's grace. It's for the future, from the future. That means when we are given these things, it means keep going, dude. We hold you strong. We give you this to as more fuel to the. We give you hope. If they didn't do that, we would have to constantly struggle against darkness. Constantly. And that is what the initiates before the Christ came did. They literally felt their body dying as their body became older. We kind of half disconnect from our body when we get older, unless we of course are fully materialists and are trapped in our bodies. That's the best way of describing it. But when you are spiritual, you separate a little from the body, so your inner being is more active than your outer. That is another way of describing it. So the more your body falls into less and less mobility, your inner being strengthens to the high heavens. And, well, I am still young and I cannot speak fully in experience here, but I can speak in intuitive pictures. I can speak that this is what we are growing towards based on our actions. And it really is about faith. And trust that what you are given every day, what you cultivate, is something that can be helpful for all. And I will leave you with this. May Father, Holy Spirit, Christ, the hierarchy, 7 planetary archangels, Elohim, and all the ascended masters of old, and all our ancestors, bless us, protect us, guide us, and love us on this path to the individual and to Philadelphia. Thank you. Love you all. Goodbye.